Firstly, and most importantly, it is good to know that most of the political and economic challenges we have in Nigeria is not peculiar to Nigeria alone, but it rather happens in many other countries all over the world, probably due to post-colonial rule, colonial amalgamation, or due to normal human factors like greed, corruption, or mismanagement. In understanding this trend, we need to research the similarities in other countries with similar challenges in the world like Nigeria and how these countries are coping. Some of these countries have successfully coped with these challenges and the others are facing the challenges. For instance, in Malaysia, they have been able to cope with some of these challenges so far so good. In South America and Asia, for instance, there are many countries which were also amalgamated during colonial rule and are facing similar challenges like Nigeria today. With all due respect to the current Buhari administration in Nigeria, at least for having concrete plans to set a good infrastructural foundation for the country, which is really amendable and commendable, these infrastructural facilities should have been in place for several decades ago. And due to the lack of these infrastructures, many things haven't been in place for a long time in Nigeria. Currently, the foundation laying has its own negative toll on the average Nigeria due to lack of sufficient sensitization. For instance, the construction of some major road infrastructure and rail projects has left some roads narrower or even led to the closure of some without adequately pre-informing the commuters and indigents of those areas in form of flyers, posters, radio sensitization, and so on, so that they would have an idea of what short-term inconvenience to expect from these projects and what the long-term benefits might lead to. Such information can only build more trust and confidence in the system. We also need to do more about electricity generation as well as supply, and also to diversify the sources of energy. More importantly, we need to boost other weaker sectors of our economy through financial stimulation packages and create a means for these sectors to sustain itself without government grant. We all know that security is one of the most important things in any viable country. Regular training and updating of our security institutes with up-to-date facilities and training and information technology for our security sector is paramount. The government has been trying its best to create jobs, which is very commendable, but countries like China, for instance, which has been invited to build mega projects and infrastructure in Nigeria, can also be invited to make training programs available to boost small-scale manufacturers through short-term training workshops for 6 months or thereabouts, after which loans can be offered to diploma certificate holders in these courses, whereby they can start something that can, at the long run, boost the GDP of the country. China has a lot more to offer in various sectors. The Indians can also be helpful in training our youths for information technology, which is the backbone of any functioning, viable economy in the world. Also, fully harnessing the diaspora potentials of professional, skilled, and experienced Nigerians in various fields of works abroad and all over. We also need to boost and finance the insurance sector because it provokes entrepreneurial and investment confidence, and thereby, when more companies and entrepreneurs have the confidence of creating more enterprises, thereby many other jobs will be created. We also need to boost and fund the construction sector with more skilled personnel as to reduce import of foreign construction expatriates and construction materials, and creating more method by which raw materials for construction can be locally produced in Nigeria. It's also important that we build a reliable and accurate national statistic database for various sectors of the economy and for our national figures in general, so as to create accurate figures for us to monitor areas where progress has been made and areas where work has to be done. We also need to make government activities more structurally transparent and trustworthy, whereby most of the important activities of the government and government spendings can easily be seen and be checked upon for necessary scrutiny. Also importantly, we need to fund the medical sector with the most modern equipment and professional training. Thereby, great lives can be saved, and we can therefore prevent losing a lot of foreign exchange for treatments abroad. We also need to boost agriculture with the most modern and professional facilities and know-how. It is important that we harness the potentials of our indigenous intellectuals and talents in the country, professors, academicians, and people of our higher institutions of learning. The raw talent on the streets can be sponsored and trained to make more viable projects that can boost the economy and create sources of income. Intellectuals in our higher institutions can also be invited to put heads together to make economic and financial policies that are peculiar to our societal customs, tradition, and way of life, not just always importing different ideas and policies from countries abroad where their mentalities and customs is different to our tradition. Children are the future of every economy. So when the foundation is not well built on honesty, diligence, and integrity, there cannot be a good transition from whatever is done today in our society and economy to the next dispensation or generation. It's just like a successful businessman who has many companies, but all his children are irresponsible and not well trained enough to take over their father's properties and take it to the next level. So therefore, the manner in which we train our children and our youth determines what kind of plan and vision we have for our country in future. It's important to ban money ritual films because it gives short-term hope and option to weak-minded people and youths, and let us place the other films under parental guardians condition. Let us encourage and celebrate success from hard work and networking, and not just celebrating people getting rich without knowing their source of income. We need to empower teachers because the teachers are the ones holding our pillars of tomorrow, which are the children. A very effective means and way by which we can reach out to the children directly is through the Parent Teachers Association. It has been scientifically proven that children between the ages of their birth and 14 years old spent 70% of their time with either their parents or with the teachers, thereby being able to build good and great leaders from childhood can easily be reached through harnessing the potential of the Parent Teachers Association. A bribe receiving parent, for instance, will unconsciously pass the mentality of its normality to its children. That is why such negative attitude can easily be corrected through the Parent Teachers Association by making sensitization programs whereby the parents can meet with teachers and they teach each other the best pragmatic way to raise the children with the way they communicate with the children at home and beyond. Celebrities can also be used to positively sensitize children. This is a very effective and immense way that can be used to inspire and motivate children into a positive way of dreaming for the future. We also need to develop youth sports and grassroots sports and to interconnect them regionally. Fostering multi-tribal unity from childhood is the most effective way of preventing intertribal war and hatred. Such can be done through boarding schools and extracurricular activities like game villages for kids or educational retreat centers where the kids can meet and get to know each other and compete academically or in sports. Available lands for such activities and recreation is fast disappearing all over the country due to land ownership and claims of land use. For the upcoming election in 2023, it is important that we set our priorities straight. For me, my own opinion is that the most talented candidate we have amongst all those that are tending their interests to contest for the presidency is Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The reason why I mentioned Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu in this equation is because, firstly, citizens all over the world usually neglect their heroes as long as they discover some few imperfections in their character. Just like the popular saying, a prophet is without honor in his home. Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu has tremendous track records that speaks for him over and over again. For instance, he is an image maker because after governing Lagos for 8 years, he set a blueprint which other subsequent governors like Raji Fashola, Akinwumi Ambode, and Governor Sanwo-Olu could work on and be seen as heroes of Lagos State, although most of their achievements were based on the foundation he already laid for them in Lagos. Lagos is still prospering today, and prior and after to this gubernatorial tenure of Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu's tenure as governor in Lagos, none of these his successors have been able to replicate similar accolades after their gubernatorial term, which shows that they actually shined because of the foundation Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu laid in Lagos State. For instance, Babatunde Raji Fashola couldn't replicate his achievement as governor of Lagos State when he was later given the ministerial appointment for power and steel in Nigeria. Another buttress to this point is the fact that Senator Tinubu has the charisma that cuts through geopolitical zones by being able to win political support from every region of the country, which shows that he is a true nationalist in act and in character. He knows his way all around the country and abroad. He knows where to turn to and which doors to knock on when it comes to getting political and economic solutions. The talent in this man should not be allowed to waste away due to any reason, be it envy or age factor or jealousy. He wouldn't have it difficult to solve the geopolitical crisis currently in Nigeria. Experience counts more than usefulness in building of any nation, which Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu has it and can still offer more for at least the next decade to come. Even the most honest pastor or clergyman or the most youthful, vibrant youth may not really make much difference in compared to someone that has a lot of experience and is well exposed. It is very important that we actually think twice. We are so blessed people, but we need to put our acts together to get things right in Nigeria.